meeting at 1:30.
Yes,
sure.
Sure.
Just a moment. You can start. You started already? Or?
No, not yet.
You can start. The title of my speech, Mera Priya Yudhishthir Jhoot Bola. My dear Yudhishthir said a lie. Everybody sitting here must have watched at least one episode of Mahabharata that was telecasted in 1990s. You all remember Mahamahim Bhishma? He was the same guy who played Shaktiman. Okay. And this one scene that I'm going to narrate now is after Guru Dronacharya's death, and the Pandava king Yudhishthir has told a lie so that Guru Dronacharya's death happens. And because of being extremely ashamed of telling a lie, Yudhishthir is not able to look at himself in the mirror, and he goes to Mahamahim Bhishma to ask for his forgiveness. And the Pandavas, along with Krishna, narrate what had happened that day in the battlefield. After hearing the story, Mahamahim Bhishma was extremely disgusted and in a deep state of shock, shouts out, Mera Priya Yudhishthir, Jhoot Bola! Well, that scene is etched in my memory forever. And that's where the title of today's speech has come. Likewise, there's also a story regarding the nature of truth and lies. And this story is with Akbar and Birbal. I'm sure everybody must have heard stories about Akbar and Birbal while growing up.
Yes.
Even at the cost of being repetitive, I will tell the story again. Once a servant in Akbar's palace stumbles upon and breaks the favorite flower vase of Akbar. He knows that it is Akbar's favorite flower vase and he will be really upset. So he cleans up quickly and he leaves, all the while praying that Akbar doesn't notice that the vase is broken. But unfortunately, when Akbar enters his room, he sees the vase as being broken. Missing, sorry. So he calls out the Sepoy, Sepoy, where is the vase? And the Sepoy comes in. Jahanpana, the vase was here some time back. A servant had come in to clean the room. I'll call the servant, you can inquire with him. Okay, go call the servant immediately. I need to know where the vase is. The servant comes in. The Sepoy comes in with the servant. And Akbar inquires with the servant, where is the vase? And servant first tells that I have taken away the vase to clean it. And Akbar immediately says, it's too long that you have been cleaning it, bring it back and keep it. It is at this point the servant gets extremely sheepish. Jahanpana, I have broken the vase. So Akbar becomes really furious. So did you lie to me that you had taken it away to clean it? Yes, Jahanpana, I had lied. I was scared about being punished about it. I would have forgiven you for breaking the vase through an accident, but I cannot forgive you for lying to me. Get out of my kingdom immediately. And the servant leaves the kingdom. Akbar, in all his moral superiority, narrates this story to his famous Navratna courtiers and asks the courtiers, have you guys ever lied to anyone? Now, realizing Akbar's moral stand on this issue, each and every courtier in the room tells, no, Jahanpana, I have not lied. No. We have not lied. We are always truth speakers. Except Birbal. Now, my story would not go forward if Birbal doesn't contradict. So, Birbal is questioned by Akbar. So are you telling me, Birbal, that you have lied and I am tolerating a liar in my court? No, Jahanpana. I have told small white lies. I have not told big hurting lies. Get out of my court and do not show your face ever to me again. Now Birbal, being Birbal, comes up with a plan to teach the king a lesson. So after a few days, he comes back to the court. He comes back to the court and Akbar furiously, I told you not to show your face again to me ever in your life. How dare you come back and disobey my orders? Jahanpana, I am very sorry to disobey your orders, but I am the greatest patriot of this kingdom. And I have a gift that will make us the richest kingdom in the world. Akbar, becoming very curious about what it is, asks, and money is involved. So asks, richest kingdom in the world? How? Birbal, a few days ago a sadhu had come to my house and I had served him with all my diligence. And he was so happy with me that he gave me a gift of a golden seed pod. And he told me that a person who has never lied in his life sows the seeds of this seed pod will harvest golden fruits for the rest of their lives. So I have come to this court to give you these seed pods. Akbar becomes very happy and he tells, I will give you the most fertile land in the kingdom. We will sow this seed pod today itself. And they go to the fertile land, farmland, and Birbal hands the seed pods to the courtiers who had lied already, that they had never lied. But none of the courtiers touched the seed pod. Then Birbal goes and gives it to Akbar. Akbar also refuses to touch. He tells, I might have lied when I was a kid or something. And this experience is what Akbar made him realize that the value that he is holding is not an absolute value. There are grey areas in the values that we hold, and depending on the situation where we apply those values and the facts of those situations, the applicability of those values can be judged. With this, I end my speech. Over to you, Toastmasters Sandeep. Thank you.